Welcome to my channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like the video. Today we're going to do a nude cut crease. So I'm going to start out with the fluffy blending brush that I'll put up on the screen. I use this 90% of the time when I use my shadows. And I have already primed my eye with the MoodStruck Eye Primer, so I'm going in with the color Pessimistic. It is an oyster gray color, and it is just going to make sure that I have an even canvas to work on and make sure that my eye primer is completely dry. I have that first color on. I'm going to go in with a crease color. This is the color Nimble, and I am just working to put it kind of a little bit above the crease, just because we're doing that cut crease. So a little bit above that crease, and just work that color up to the color that you want it to be. I will go in with a darker color in just a minute. So the next thing I'm going to use is the crease brush, and I'm going to use this in the Cream Shadow Faithful that's about to pop up on the screen. And I'm just dipping it in that and just putting it in that crease. I'm putting this just in that crease part to make it more darker and add depth to the eye. And I'm using the crease brush because it is more compact, and I want that color to stay just in that little spot where I want it. So that's why I'm using that more compact brush to do that darker color. Once you have your crease to your desired look, you're going to use a brush and some concealer. I'm actually using a cream shadow brush and skin perfecting concealer in the color Scarlet. And once you have those, you're just going to start on your inner corner, and you're going to start your cut. I don't recommend making it one swipe. I would take your time and do little swipes at a time. This is where we're cutting that crease. Whether you're doing a quarter cut crease, a half cut crease, or the full cut crease. In my case, I am doing the full cut crease. So I have the concealer on the back of my hand, so I'm just picking up a little bit more and cutting that crease a little bit sharper. So at this point, this is where I'm going to do the full on full cut crease to kind of drag that tail out. And my best advice to that is just follow that crease and then just make a tail kind of like you would when you're doing your winged liner. That's kind of like what I'm doing here. Just dragging that tail out to make like a winged liner look. You can't really see it right this second, but I'm about to add a little bit more just so you can see that tail a lot better. And once you have your tail on there, you're just going to fill in the rest of the lid with the concealer. concealer is nice and bright how you want it, you're going to go in, or I'm going to go in with a deluxe brush. It's just a compact brush, and what I'm going to do is actually just press down that concealer. That is going to help with the drying process to make sure that it is dry, and also pressing it down so it does not crease. And I'm actually taking that crease brush that had the darker color on it, and I am just running it slightly over that crease again, just because where I had the concealer, it might have messed up just a little bit. So if you need to run back in that crease, go ahead. And so after I've done that, I'm actually going in with the color Bittersweet in the cream shadow. I am adding this color on top of the concealer just to really brighten it. Bittersweet is just a really, really brightening, light, super light pink. So the next thing I'm going to do, you guys, is really brighten my inner corners, and I'm using this with a pressed shadow in the color Optimistic, and you can see just how super brightening that is. This can also be used for a highlighting for your face or your nose, wherever you highlight. And then once I have done that, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and highlight under my brow bone with that first color we used, Pessimistic again. This is pretty much an all matte eye look, but I am loving it. So I did the matte underneath the brow, and if you are looking super messy under your brow, once you get that on there, it will take away any of that messiness. So I'm going to do a wing today, and the best thing for a wing, I personally think, is the Dip and Draw eyeliner, which is right here. It has a super sharp tip, and making that first line like I just did, honestly, I think is the hardest part. It can either go good or it can either go bad. And when I make my line, I start from the outside of the eye and bring it in, not the eye and then bring it out. I start from the outside of the eye, bring it in, and then just connect the rest of that line. So I'm going to go in now with the famous Epic mascara. It is showing the regular and the waterproof. This is just the regular. I think if you are a waterproof girl, stick with your waterproof. If you don't like waterproof too much, stick with the regular. When I'm doing this, you guys, I will put on one coat of the Epic. I'm just doing the one coat. I will let it dry. I'm doing the bottom lashes now while I let those dry. One thing to remember about the Epic mascara is that it is a one-step mascara, but it is buildable. So after I feel like that first coat is dry, I'm going to go in with a lash comb, and I am just going to comb those lashes out. And once I have combed them out, I will go in with my second coat of the Epic mascara. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. Please like and subscribe if you liked the video, and don't forget to hit that bell for future notifications. Thanks, y'all.